an exciting win over Loyola, and final score 76-70. It looked like you scored the last 7 points of the team, and Jalen Rucker had two very important passes in the last minute. Tell us about that last minute of play.
Yeah, we came through when it mattered at the end there. Jalen's always been very clutch. He always makes a lot of clutch plays, so we just play the way we play, and we made plays at the end of the game and get it done.
What is that? Loyola went on a strong run in the beginning of the second half. I think it was 17-5, and then you guys came back. You hit your shots. What was the difference?
I mean, we know basketball is a game of runs, so they're gonna make a run. We just have to bear the run and make a run of our own. So we just kept playing the way we played. We just said we need to get stops. So it starts on the defensive end, and then offense comes through defense.
And your two freshmen, Ethan Roberts and Coleton Benson, again, they've been getting better. It seemed like all season. They 17 for Roberts, and Benson had 13. Tell us about their play.
Yeah, they've been incredible the whole year, and they're still so young, so they have so much potential, and I know they're just going to keep getting better and better.
What were you saying out on the court at the last minute? Jalen got to the ball. That got in. You made a nice drive inside, and that got you to 72-70. Got you a lead. Tell us about that play. What was Jalen doing to help that play?
I mean, I think he just got to the right spot. He attacked the paint. Once we get the ball in the paint, it's really hard to guard that as defense. So he got to the paint. I made a cut. I was wide open. He found me. So
I can't let go of the three in a row drives to the basket when Loyola was up 4. You got Army up 67-64. Tell us about that series.
Yeah, I was just looking for my shot, going out to the rim, getting downhill, and people weren't stepping up, so I was able to make a couple layups in a part time.
How does this help you set up for Saturday? You go down to Annapolis. You won there last year, but they won here earlier this year. How does this help you prepare for that game Saturday?
I mean, it's always good to get a win before going into a big game, so that'll feel good. But we just need to enjoy this one tonight, kind of forget about tomorrow, and then focus on Navy tomorrow and Saturday and Friday, and then hopefully get the win when we go down there.
How is it for you, your senior season? Just as you got another star game against Navy. How is it for you realizing you're sort of getting close to the end, and possibly your last name against Navy?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I've been playing basketball my whole life, so knowing that it's kind of coming to an end, it doesn't really feel real. Yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy these last moments with my team. Just hope we can be successful at the end of the year, close out the stretch.
Chris, what's your major? What part of what branch of the Army are you going to head to?
My major is engineering management, and I'll be heading to Signal branch.
Signal, that's great. Chris, great to see you. Congratulations and best wishes on your future as a U.S. Army officer.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Chris, question for you. Your fiance will also be there as well, obviously. Will her family be there?
Navy?
Yes, at Navy.
Yeah, they should be.
And then your parents will be there as well?
Yes, sir.
So obviously that's a huge game in that. What's it like to be able to enjoy that moment with people that have so many close around you in such a big environment like that?
I mean, it's awesome. We had a similar thing when we were here. It's so awesome to be able to share that with each other. And my family's been extremely supportive this whole time. My dad, I don't think he's missed a game this year, or last year. Honestly, I don't know if he's ever missed a game yet. So it's really awesome having such great support from my family and friends, and then obviously being with Natalie's family as well. They're so supportive. So it's really awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Can you mind if I go first?
How's it
You
going?
go ahead, sure.
How's it going, Ethan?
Great.
Army freshman Ethan Roberts.
Ethan, first question. Just kind of talk about that last play there, how you're able to kind of find that lane there and, finish through the paint there and through the foul and get the basket.
Yeah, I mean, we were in the butt hook, so it was me and Rock kind of on the island, and that puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And I also looked behind me, and I thought we had a little bit of mismatch. So he drove it, and I just escaped. So I was guarding me, and I just took it to the paint. Hoping for something good to happen.
As this year's got on, I feel like you've gotten more and more comfortable driving into the paint and finishing through contact. What have you kind of been able to do to kind of continue to get better and better as the year goes on?
I just try and take it game by game and just try and improve as much as I can. Learn from the negatives, and I just try and take like a lesson from each game and something to build on. Just get a little bit better every single day. So that's been my plan. And doing that's made me a little bit more comfortable out there on the court, and it's definitely helping.
Ethan, you had a couple of threes early in the game. Your jump shot, you seemed pretty confident tonight.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about? Do you like taking threes? Are you confident in that?
That's my first thing to do. Yeah. Every time I get the ball, I like to shoot, and I kind of go from there, see how they're guarding me.
And the last play, as you mentioned earlier, you got a nice pass from Jalen Rucker, and you're able to drive and draw the foul to make a three-point play to get you at 74-70. Tell us about the play from your perspective.
Like I said, we were in a butt hook, so it's really just running the play at first, and then I'm kind of reading who's guarding me and how they're playing defense. And he was kind of snugged up on me and knew I can shoot, so when I escaped, he closed out hard, and I drove past him.
How do you feel like you've grown during the season? 17 points tonight. How do you feel like your game is improving as the season's gone along?
I was saying that to some of my teammates today. I just feel more comfortable. I feel like I've really gotten a rhythm playing with my teammates, knowing how they play, and them knowing how I play, and really just building that chemistry. And as I said, I try and get 1% better each day. Try and take a lesson from a practice, a game, just something I can build off on, just to be better all around for the next game to get a win.
Is this your first trip down to Annapolis on Saturday?
Yes, sir, it is.
What do the upperclassmen tell you about preparing?
Just bring home that trophy. That's really all we're focused on, getting that win and coming back on the bus with that trophy.
How you doing handling plebe year here at West Point?
It's been good. I feel prepared for it. I went to the prep school, USMAPS, before this year, so I feel very prepared, and I got my best friends with me too. So
that's great. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Army freshman Ethan Roberts.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good to see you.
It's okay. No, I just want to get. That's rather.
Army coach Jimmy Allen. Hey, coach.
Hey, how we doing?
Good. You got an exciting win. Key was you got the last, I think, 6 points of the game. Tell us about that last minute or so.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a heck of a basketball game, and like I told our guys, it's funny. Rich DeMarco said the same thing there on the radio. He's like, man, it wasn't pretty. I was like, if you watch college basketball right now, it's not pretty. This is a hard time of year. You're seeing people for the second time. Everybody scouted the heck out of the other teams in their league. You watched every single thing that anybody's ever run. You have to go out and make plays, and you got to make plays. A lot of times, it's not coming down to a new action that a coach is going to come up with. It's coming down to, guarding a guy one-on-one and being able to make some one-on-one plays and then make the right reads as teams try to help and adjust. And I thought our guys all night played with great poise. I thought they played with great energy. I thought they were cheering each other on. They were picking each other up. And there were some times where it got frustrating, and we dropped the ball a couple times or had a ball fly out of our hands and got a bad bounce. And they bank in a three. I mean, we get a 3-point lead, and Deion Perry banks in a three. You want to rip your hair out when that happens. But the last part of the game, I thought it just came down to us defending at a really high level and then some execution offensively. Really proud of Chris Mann and the way that he was able to come back and kind of finish that basketball game for us, and the lift that he gave us down the stretch at both ends of the court.
Yeah, you had a bad stretch. I think it was 10-0 for Loyola, 17-5 early in the second half. But Chris Mann really made some shots. I think he made 3 straight layups driving to the basket for you.
Yeah, and that's his strength. And one thing I thought we did a better job tonight was I thought we played in transition a lot better and a lot more in the second half. And I thought it allowed the court to be spread, and it allowed Chris some space to drive the basketball and get to the rim. And other guys did some good things as well, finishing around the basket.
And then Jalen made the 2 passes inside. One at 71-70, gets the first one to Chris Mann, and then the second Ethan Roberts to ice the game.
Yeah, and honestly, like I said, I think the exciting part of how we finished that game was you call some alignments, you call some actions, but guys have to make the right reads. And Again, you're not calling a play that's gonna fake anybody out at this time of year. You're calling a play to get guys in some space and make the right plays. And Jalen played the last 8 minutes of the game with 4 fouls and made every right read, down the stretch and getting in there and not forcing a shot up, in crowds, and especially that last play where recognizing that Ethan had one of their 2 bigs on him, and as he drew 2, he was able to find Ethan, and now you got a closeout that you can attack.
Very good. How does this set you up for Saturday's game in Annapolis?
Well, it's a lot better than if you did win the game and going to Annapolis. So that's a big one, and I think the biggest thing is obviously it's a great rivalry and it'll be an exciting atmosphere. But the big part is also we're competing for top spots in this league right now, and that's the exciting part I think about where our program is we're playing for something, and every game means something right now, and we're battling for top spots in this league.
The other player who stood out today, I thought, was Abe Johnson. When he went in, he made points for you. He had good touch, very consistent.
I thought he was, I say this a lot. It's hard to talk about our bigs without talking about all 3 of them, Charlie, Abe, and Matt, because I thought Matt was really good as well. And Charlie did some good things. Didn't score the ball like some of the games that he has, but I thought there was a stretch there where Abe was the best player on the court because he was the biggest, strongest, most physical guy on the court. And some guys got tired, and he just made some toughness plays that he just made something happen, and that was exciting.
Coach, you look at it, you mentioned all these things, right? These teams have already scouted you once. This is late in the year, kids are getting tired. How has Ethan Roberts been able to stay this strong as a freshman and get better and better as the year goes on?
Ben Leary, our trainer, he works wonders with these guys. He's one. He does an unbelievable job with them, and our strength staff and what they do and the hours they put in, and what those guys do to help our guys get ready, to help us manage fatigue and knowing from practice to practice. And I mean, it's no secret to anybody that there's a lot of stress on our players here. There's a lot of stress academically. There's a lot of stress hours-wise in the classroom that are different than other schools in our league. It's great academically, but again, the stuff here, getting up early and some of the demands on their time stretches them. And we have an incredible athletic training staff, Ben and Jared and Coach Swanson and everybody that helps us in the weight room is awesome to help our success.
And then my last question, a lot of times great teams have seniors that have already been there before, but also freshmen that haven't been there and they're starting to work their way up. How important was it not to see someone like Chris Mann who's a senior make a big play and then have someone like Ethan who's a true freshman go out there and make a big play?
I'm really excited for Chris. He's a great kid, and he and Jalen as captains. It's hard, and being a junior captain is hard. Being a senior captain at a place like West Point, you got a lot to deal with. And, Chris has had some ups and downs throughout the year on the offensive end. And we were just talking at halftime, like you want him to kind of break out of that little slump that he's been in. And boy, did he ever in the second half. He scored 18 points in the second half, right? That's a pretty good half.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach, you guys are leaving tomorrow, right?
We're leaving tomorrow night. Yeah. You coming with us?
I think we're
We're driving down with Theo on Friday.
Okay.
Hey, Coach.